Hi, I'm Jim and this is Jim's Fix-It Shop, and I just want to do a small video on what I did to fix the starter that came on my Turtle. Now these starters, you can buy them, but they're $195. Now the starter for my 2012, and probably most of your guys that have them, is a starter that's probably 3 times the size of this motor, and it's a little taller, and they're like 38 bucks on eBay. And I just can't understand why they charge so much for these things. They call this an entry-level engine that they put on these 2013 snappers. I won't tell you what I call them. I'm a little bundled up today because I came down with the flu yesterday. And I do want to tell you all you guys, before I forget, Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you're spending the day with your family and friends, and I hope you all eat too much because I'm just not hungry. Eat something for me, will you? But this starter for the Turtle, I have a picture of it here. That's what a brand new one looks like, and this little black end on it, that's a piece of plastic. First piece of plastic I found on this thing that everybody's complaining about breaks. I haven't found any plastic yet that could break, except for on this starter. Now I had my boss at the shop, got a sore throat too, sorry. I rebuilt his 2012 last year. He fixed a starter for me. He's got a machine shop in his garage, and I gave him this starter and a piece of aluminum, and I said, see if you can make me a cap that looks like this piece of plastic. Nothing to go by, no blueprints. As Steve would say in New York, you have to reverse engineer it. He does a lot of that. Smart guy. So I gave this to Tim and I said, see what you can come up with. We had to cut the wires off the bottom of the starter because this one has a nice little plug on it that you can just plug it in and out. That's kind of handy. So you had to cut the wires off because they slide the wires through and solder them to the brushes before they put the cap on the new ones. This is the cap he made. It's a piece of aluminum. It has 3 set screws in it, so you can slide it on and clamp it in place. And the end of it sticks up a little bit, and in the end, he inserted a piece of brass that supports the armature at the right height, and it supports it as far as rotation, so it can spin. This thing works perfect. Now I know what you're thinking. Does it really work? Well, I just happen to have a battery right here. We'll clamp these wires on here and see what you think. This sticks a little, which is not a problem. You don't have to worry about that, because when the engine starts, it's going to spin this thing backwards and throw it down out of the way. If you want to, I would put some what they call dry slide. It's a graphite product. It does not collect any dirt or sand like grease and oil would. You don't want to put grease or oil on here. The sand is going to collect to it and it's going to lock it up and it'll quit working. Either go with the dry slide or just leave it alone, because once this flies up, engages in the flywheel, starts the engine's going to spin that thing back down and get it out of the way. No problem. One of the parts, I think most of the plastic on this machine is the engine. This is a plastic gear. I think I'd have to double check, but the ring gear on the flywheel is also plastic. They call this a entry-level engine, and I can see why. It's very inexpensively built, I guess I would say. A lot of parts on that engine are made in China instead of here in this country. But I just wanted to show you that if you have a starter like this and the little cap broke and fell off, it's probably laying in your yard, and if I know a snapper, it probably sucked it up and bagged it. So don't throw it away. See if you can find somebody to make you a part like this so your starter will continue to work. This one, I don't think I'll ever have another problem with this starter, not with this cap on it. If you got a machine shop and you need some tooling, drills, taps, dies, fixtures, vices, whatever you need for a machine shop, Dick Dykhouse and Company, my friend Eric works there. He's a salesman. They've got anything you need for a machine shop. Coolant, anything. He gave me this little cozy, and he also gave me a box of stuff that we're going to give away. I'll go through that probably in an upcoming video. We're going to have another shop giveaway. And that's courtesy of Eric at Dick Dykhouse. Now, they do not sponsor me, or they do not pay for the videos. Sorry. That's on me. Nice guy, and it's a nice company, and I don't mind giving shout outs to people that I think deserve it. Just my opinion. So, that's all I wanted to mention, is just that I got the starter fixed. Now the engine is in good shape. Now we'll go through some of the other issues on the Turtle that everybody are complaining about. If you have one, if you've had problems with it that you've had to repeatedly or even just once fix, send me a list, and I want to go through it and see if I can find them issues on this one. So until then, work safe, have fun, eat way too much, and we'll talk to you soon.